So let's get started. Hi, I'm Stephanie and welcome to my channel From Scratchee with Steph. Tonight I'm so pleased to bring you the From Scratchee that started from Scratchee, corn tortillas. My husband bought me a tortilla press for Christmas and gave it to me early, and it has changed the way that I think about food and the way that I think about how I can approach different recipes and take on things that I think are going to be more difficult. You could actually say that corn tortillas started this channel, if only they'd maintain it. The ingredients for corn tortillas are actually really straightforward and simple. The only two things that you absolutely have to have are masa harina, which is a flour that's made of ground corn, and then hot water. If you want to, you can add garlic powder and salt. That's what I do because I am a millennial and I don't value tradition or people that call instead of text. The culinary reason behind it though is that if you like to make tacos that have a lot of acidity or a lot of heat, it's probably best to leave your corn tortillas unseasoned. That'll probably give you a better bite. But I enjoy the savoriness of a taco, and I usually use salt and garlic as common components throughout, so I feel like I'm just getting a more complex flavor profile that way. Two things that I would recommend having are a tortilla press if you've got one, or if you're interested in buying one, I'll link it below. And also a Ziploc. Whether you make them completely by hand or in the tortilla press, this guy is going to save you a lot of time. I won't narrate to you how much of each ingredient I'm adding because there's a table in the description box based on how many tortillas you want to make, and then there's also the companion PDF that's linked below that will have you all set when it's time to make dinner. So I add the garlic powder now, and then I also add the salt now. That way I can mix it up while it's still in powder form and make sure that everything's going to be mixed in really well. 1 spoony guy, and just kind of mix it all together. Now it's time for hot water. The only actual trick when it comes to the water is to just not add it all at once, because you want to check out how your dough looks so that you don't accidentally over wet it. If that happens, don't worry about it. Just add more flour. Okay, we were starting to get some little curd crumblies in there. That's good. The other nice thing about corn tortillas is that you can seriously make them last minute. Flour tortillas, because of the gluten and the ingredients needing to like kind of meld together, they have to sit for about 20 minutes before you cook them, but corn tortillas don't. They're ready to go as soon as you're ready to go. You can queue up some breakfast tacos really quickly, and that's something that we love around here. A little fiesta breakfast. And you want to see the texture of like silly putty. I actually have not seen silly putty in a really long time, so if you have some in your pocket, please like pull it out and check, and then when I show you this dough, if I'm wrong, put that in the comments, and then check your other pockets to see if you have anything putty like that is the correct consistency. The dough is ready, but before I start pressing any tortillas, I'm going to turn the heat on the stove. Based on my reading and experience, it's best on cast iron. So we want to get that bad boy heated up nice and evenly before I drop that first tortilla. Here's my little cutie pie cast iron. If you don't have a cast iron pan of any kind, then it's not a showstopper. Don't stress about it, and probably don't go out and buy one unless you need an excuse to go to TJ, Marshall's, or Ross. If you need excuses, just message me. I've got plenty. So I start with the heat on high. And then once we actually start cooking the tortillas, I'll turn it down to about medium high, just depending on how quick they cook, because you don't want to leave them way too long because they'll get dry and crackly, but they have to be cooked through or they taste weird. This tortilla press is also cast iron, and one trick to make your life easier is to take like a gallon-sized Ziploc bag or any type of zippy bag you have, grab some scissors and just cut off the top. This way your little tortillas have a place to hang out and they won't stick to your cast iron, and you also won't have to clean your cast iron. Maybe you should. I don't. Okay, so super simple. I lay that little guy down, and then depending on your style, you might want to divide them up ahead of time, or you might want to just pick pieces off as you go. It's also choose your own adventure for the size of tortillas that you want. So usually I use dough balls that are about the size of, I think that's about the size of a ping pong ball. I haven't seen a ping pong ball in a really long time. Okay, so super simple. I just give it a couple of presses, and I'll keep turning it because of the build of the tortilla press. It doesn't always smush them evenly. So once your tortilla is about the size and thickness that you're after, and of course the thinner the better, you just open up your Ziploc on one side, flip it, open it up on the other side, and then you can turn it over in your hand really easily. You could absolutely press all of your tortillas and have them waiting to go to the grill, but typically I'll just press, throw it on, press, throw it on, press, throw it on, and I'm doing other things at the same time. And if you time it right, all of your tortillas will be done by the time dinner's ready to go to the table. For funsies, I decided to try rolling them out with a rolling pin, just so that I could show that technique to you in case you don't have a tortilla press, because it 100% can be done. I saw it on TV. And see, super easy. What kind of taco would that be? Okay, so my cast iron's hot. I'm gonna throw my little tortilla on there and turn the heat down to about medium high, and that's where it'll stay for the duration of the tortilla cooking. It'll take about 45 to 60 seconds on that first side and about 30 to 45 seconds on the second side. I've just flipped this tortilla, and you can tell it's ready to flip because the edges will start to curl a little bit. If you do a little test run and take a look at it, it'll look a little bit blistered. Sometimes it'll have brown spots on it depending on how high your heat is, and either way it's okay. It looks different when it's cooked. That's the bottom line. As I pull them off of the heat, I like to tuck them all into a little cloth paper towel or napkin, and that will keep them all warm and cozy until you're ready to eat them. And it also creates just the tiniest bit of steam that keeps them nice and pliable until it's taco time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Happy tortilla making.